Oh, I have many like party tricks. I don't even know how I realized I could do that. I'm Mallory, by the way. We haven't met. Do you want me to start over? Yeah, education. Starting that over. I'll do all that. You know my grandpa? My grandpa had a pet duck, and his name was Ramsey. I am a teacher for Christ. Yeah. Somebody has already shown that to Ellen and has gotten on the Ellen show. Oh, but Ellen show kind of like isn't anything anymore, so I don't know if that's like. The people from Texas are really intense about being from Texas too. I can say it, my best friend's from Texas, so. Yeah. Do you want me to look like right at the lens?
Yes, right at the
Okay. Hi, my name, my name, my age, where I'm serving. I'm a Teach for Christ missionary. Hi, my name is Mallory Sharp. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Shakopee, Minnesota, and I'm a Teach for Christ missionary. Yeah, I'm teaching 6th and 7th grade English, and then 6th, 7th, 8th grade social studies, even though I'm not licensed in social studies, but I'm teaching it. And then just like homeroom and some other random things, but mostly social studies and English. I studied English education. I'm starting that over. Do you want me to start over? Yeah, okay. I went to the University of Mary. I'll do overtime. I studied English education at the University of Mary. It's a little small school in Bismarck, North Dakota. And I studied English education and theology. I minored in it. This year, I'll be serving at St. John Paul II School in Northeast Minneapolis. And I'll be teaching English and social studies to the middle schoolers. I didn't say the part about I'm a certified teacher. Do you want me to start over? Yeah, okay. And I am a certified teacher for 5th through 12th grade. My first conversion moment was very basic, I would like to say, because it was at one of those big conferences with everybody there and everybody singing and like praise and worship and all of that, and like really great speakers. And that is not to say that God isn't found in those big moments of conversion like I had then. You know, you have your big like Jesus cry and you're like, God is real. But when I went to college, I realized that it was the first time I had a consistent prayer life. And I realized that it's in the everyday, like in the quietness, in the stillness, that God is really present to me, because those moments, those big moments aren't always there. And as I mature in my faith, I know that it's not always going to be rainbows and sunshine. And that's kind of just like the sign of a healthy relationship too, though, is that there are those simple moments too. Oh, I don't remember when I first heard about Teach for Christ, but I was reintroduced to it. I've known about it for a long time, but my priest, his name's Father Eric Lundgren, he texted me in the middle of October of last year and said, hey, have you ever heard about Teach for Christ? Did you want to do it? I think you'd be great. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. So I didn't think that could be like regular teaching and do that at the same time. But then he said, why don't you do both? So then, or what if you could do both? And I said, well, then maybe. So I ended up applying in October, and I just felt really called to the mission. And even though I had no idea what I was gonna do a year from then, I just kind of was like, okay, I'll do Teach for Christ. And it was not a really hard decision. It all like fell into place very naturally. So that's how I decided. Oh, okay, yeah. Before, such a long bell. Okay, before core, we did a lot of, we had a lot of talks. We were very much like a retreat setting at the beginning. 2 great speakers, well actually 3 great speakers, Michelle and James and Teresa, led talks for us. And we just like really got to know each other, which was really good. And fundraising. it was fun.
You know it was.
I was less concerned. I've been blessed to have a pastor that is very into fundraising, so it wasn't a huge concern, but yeah. So Core was a lot of fun. I've never slept outside really in my whole life in the actual wilderness. So we get there and we didn't even have tents. It was tarps, and we slept on a ground tarp, which was very interesting. We slept on rocks basically. So it was really fun, but there's one day where we were walking up a literal mountain and there started to be some weather worries. So the instructors had us run forward because we had to get under tree cover. We were like exposed to the elements where we were. So they're like, run down to the tree cover. And then right when we got there, they started yelling at us to get 20 feet apart. And I had it must have been like 40 or 50 pound backpack on. And I was like tripping through the wilderness trying to get out and like get 20 feet apart from people, and I like ended up just throwing my bag on the ground because I'm like, this is an emergency, and I just grabbed my sleeping pad, and my instructor's like, where is your backpack? Because we were supposed to sit on it, and he's like, just sit on your sleeping pad, I guess. And we all had to get into a lightning position, which was like basically you cross your hands over your chest like this, and you put your feet up on your pack, you put your feet together so that the lightning, you're less likely to get struck by lightning, I guess. I don't really know why, but during this whole predicament, I was very freaked out. I thought I was actually gonna die, so I was sitting there like praying, and I'm like, dear God, like please forgive all my sins, because I thought I was actually going to die. So after like 40 minutes of sitting in the pouring rain, we got out and everybody else was very chill the whole time, but I realized that I was being really dramatic. So we had a good laugh about it afterwards. So it's now a good inside joke between all the missionaries. Yeah, so there was one moment on the trip where I was just like, why do people do this? Like, we just have giant packs and we're walking from here, we're walking miles just to sleep. We get there and we just sleep and we don't do anything else, we just walk and sleep. But then after a while and after the instructors gave some talks, I realized that like being out in the wilderness like that, you're rid of like all distractions, all social norms they were talking about. We didn't really have any social norms because you're out in the wilderness and everything's out in the open. So you just gotta like really see people for their humanity. And we talked a lot about identity and finding your identity in Christ rather than finding your identity in your like feelings or your emotions. So it was really, really good at the end. We saw a moose too at the end, which was apparently very dangerous, but it was fine. They didn't charge us. I guess that's something they do. They're scary. They're supposed to be more dangerous than bears, which I would never expect. Yeah, because bears get scared of you, I guess. And then moose will like charge you. But we had bear spray in case a bear did attack us. We had like something that was 100 times stronger than mace. Yeah, it could kill a human being. You know, my grandpa had a pet duck and his name was Ramsey, or her. I think it was a guy. His name was Ramsey and they kept it in their bathtub. And they lived in an apartment complex, yeah. Yeah. I want to teach. I'm not one of those people that knew they were going to be a teacher from the time they were really little. I kind of just gradually figured out, I think I want to teach. When I entered college, I thought, you know, why not? I don't know what else to do. But then over time, I realized I became really passionate about it. And by my senior year, and even now starting my first year of teaching, I just really see it as part of my like little V vocation, if you will. And it's just really a way for me to bring Christ to other people through pretty mundane things. So English and social studies is what I'm teaching this year. So trying to really have a holistic approach and teach students that writing and reading and learning about other cultures and history is really important, but it's not, and your grades and the things that you do in school don't define you. And I think it's just really important for students to know that their teachers care about them as people and not just as letter grades. So that's kind of why I want to teach. I just feel really called to it, and I know that it's a way for not only me to help others grow in holiness, hopefully, but also for me to grow in holiness, because it requires a lot of patience, a lot of time commitment, a lot of, I don't even know what else it requires because I barely started, but I know that it's gonna take a lot of work, but it's something I'm very passionate about, so. You're trying to be like, stop talking, and they're like, I'm 3 feet taller than you. Yeah, but it's fun. It's a very, well, at least online, you don't have to deal with much discipline stuff. So that's kind of, it's more content. Living in community has been really good. It's definitely presented challenges. I've never lived, well, I've lived with mostly, I don't have any brothers, so I'm very used to living with women, like a lot of women at once, because I have 2 sisters and we had a female dog. So a lot of girls all the time. So I've never lived with people I haven't like chose to live with before. So it's been really good getting to know everyone, and it's like presented its own challenges because we all come from such different places and backgrounds, but I've just really found a little family in them, as cheesy and as cliche as that sounds. And I really look forward to the times that we have together. We have dinner together twice a week, and we get together with the guy missionaries once a week too. So it's been really, really great, and something that I know that the friendships that I'm making right now will last hopefully forever, a long, long time after this year is over. So I really want to be a source of consistency and a source of light for my students, and really want to integrate my Catholic faith and our Catholic faith, since I'm obviously teaching at a Catholic school, into their daily lives in a way that I can be someone that they can depend on to lead them and to guide them, answer their questions, to be someone that's positive in their life, because I know that there's just so much going on, and yeah, just kind of that consistency that I think a lot of them need right now. I mean, we all need right now.